I now call David Greenglass to the stand. Would you tell us exactly what happened from the first minute you saw gold?
There was a knock on the door, and I opened it. We had just completed eating breakfast, and there was a man standing in the hallway who asked if I was Mr. Greenglass, and I said yes. He stepped through the door and said Julius sent me, and I said, oh, and walked to my wife's purse, took out the wallet, and took out the matched part of the Jell-O box.
Do you mean this Jell-O box?
Yes. He produced his piece, and we checked them, and they fitted, and the identification was made. I offered him something to eat, and he said he had already eaten. I just wanted to know if he had any information, and I said, I have some, but I'll have to write it up. If you come back in the afternoon, I will give it to you. And I started to tell him about one of the people who would look to be good material for recruiting into espionage work. He cut me short and left, and I got to work on the report.
Tell us exactly what you did.
I got out some 8x10 ruled paper, white paper, and I drew some sketches of a lens mold and how they're set up in an experiment. And I gave a description of the experiment.
Have you prepared a sketch of the drawing which you gave gold in June 1943?
Yes.
I offer it in Exhibit 6. What did he say to you?
He said to me that he wanted to know what I had for him. I told him, I think I have a pretty good description of the atom bomb.
The atom bomb itself?
That's right.
Did you prepare descriptive material to explain the sketch of the atom bomb?
I did.
Was there any other material that you wrote on that occasion?
I gave some scientists' names, and also gave some possible recruits for espionage.
I rest my case. I now call Julius Rosenberg to the stand. Did you know, in the middle of November 1944, there was such a project known as the Los Alamos Project?
I did not.
Did you ever give Ruth Greenglass $250 for her to go out to visit her husband in New Mexico for the purpose of trying to enlist him in espionage work?
I did not.
Did you ever give Ruth Greenglass one single penny at any time during your life?
I did not.
Now, Ruth Greenglass testified in substance that she went out to visit her husband, and when she came back here, she conveyed certain information which she had received from her husband. And I refer specifically to the names of certain scientists like Dr. Bohr, Dr. Oppenheimer, and Dr. Urey. Did you ever have a conversation with Ruth Greenglass in the month of December 1944 in which any of those names were mentioned?
I did not have such conversation.
Did you know the existence of the Los Alamos Project in December 1944?
I did not.
David Greenglass and Ruth Greenglass testified that about 2 days after David came into New York, you came over to their house one morning and you asked David for certain information. Did you ever go to the Greenglasses' house and ask them for any such information?
I did not.
At any time prior to January 1945, had anybody discussed with you, anybody at all, discussed with you the atom bomb?
No, sir. They did not.
Did anybody discuss with you nuclear fission?
No, sir.
Did anybody discuss with you any projects that had been going on in Germany?
No, sir.
On the atom bomb?
No, sir.
Did you know anybody at all in the Russian consulate office?
I did not, sir. First of all, I'm no expert in the matter of different economic systems. And I believe that there are merits in both systems. I mean, from what I've been able to read.
I'm not talking about your belief today. I'm talking about your belief at the time in January 1945.
What I believed at the time, I still believe today. In the first place, I heartily approve our system of justice as performed in this country. I am in favor of our Constitution and Bill of Rights, and I owe allegiance to my country at all times.
Do you owe allegiance to any other country?
No, I do not.
Have you any divided allegiance?
I do not.
Would you fight for this country?
Yes, I will. In discussing the merits of other forms of government, I feel the Soviet government has improved a lot over time. It has made lots of progress in eliminating illiteracy and has done a lot of reconstruction and building up a lot of resources. and at the time, I felt that they contributed a major share in destroying the Hitler beast, who killed 6 million of my co-religious, and I feel emotional about that thing.
Did you ever make any comparisons in the sense that the court has asked you about whether you preferred one system over another?
No, I did not. I would like to state that my personal opinions are that people of each country should decide by themselves what kind of government they want. If the English want a king, it's their business. If the Russians want communists, it's their business. If the American wants our form of government, it's our business. I feel that the people should decide for themselves what kind of government they want.
Do you believe in the overthrow of government by force and violence?
I do not.
Do you believe in anybody committing acts of espionage against this country?
I do not believe that.
Well, did you ever belong to any group that discussed the system of Russia?
Are you referring to political groups?
Any group.
I plead the fifth.
I call for recess. I now call the jury to state their verdict.
We, the jury, find Jewish Rosenberg guilty as charged. We, the jury, find Ethel Rosenberg guilty as charged.
I agree with this verdict, and I was particularly pleased about the time which you took to deliberate in this case. I must say, that as an individual, I cannot be happy because it is a sad day for America. The thought that citizens of our country would lend themselves to the destruction of their own country by the most destructive weapon known to man, it is so shocking that I cannot find words to describe this offense.
Are you still